Hi, I have with me Jeremy Allaire, Chairman and CEO of Circle. We just had an excellent conversation on stage on his wonderful post he made on the X. And let me continue that conversation.
Wonderful.
And what keeps you worried about this market still, the stablecoin market, which I hope will change it soon to something else? Is still a lingering worry about this market?
I wouldn't say worry. Obviously, I'm always just focused on, okay, what are the barriers to adoption? What problems do we have to solve? So there are absolutely issues that need to be solved. So I think the big areas are, how do we continue to improve the user experience of utilizing this technology? And we're almost there. We're very, very close, but we're not quite there. If you wanted to, come and onboard into this and begin to use this, and your expectation is the same kind of experience you had getting onto WhatsApp, we're not quite there, but we're almost there. So that keeps me thinking, again, how do we solve that problem, and how do we solve that in an open, interoperable way? Another, which we talked about on stage, of course, is consistent treatment of this form of money around the world in the biggest markets, definitions of this as legal electronic money, and having that kind of work. I'm quite optimistic that we're making huge progress towards that, but there's a lot of work to do still.
Sure.
Like the next year and a half is going to be hugely important in terms of achieving that legal clarity.
We spoke about programmability of money, right? Is there any use case which we can start tomorrow on programmability of money, especially stablecoin? Something
Yes.
we can pick up tomorrow.
The interesting thing about it is that the product market fit for USDC actually really kicked into gear in 2019. And then it exploded in 2020. And what it was that all of these developers that were writing smart contracts and smart contract protocols were taking advantage of the fact that you had USDC. And so everything we know of as DeFi, which is basically taking the building blocks of finance,
Sure.
exchange, swap, options, futures, FX, like all these primitives, lending, and basically creating machines that are software-based, that are running on smart contracts. So that's already here. And in fact, it's a giant multi-billion-dollar thing around the world. That's just an early example of the programmability of money and how you can actually take advantage of that. So in some ways, we're already seeing that. Now it's sort of how do we connect that to the traditional financial intermediation? How do we connect that to, when we think about commerce in a very broad-based way, how do we take the sort of verbs of commerce and begin to write that into code, interacting with these as well?
And on the way back to here, we spoke about how I feel strongly that you should come to Africa.
Yeah.
You should look at the opportunity there to solve and help them to leapfrog, especially cross-border payment. Any early thoughts on Africa, stablecoin, USDC?
100%. So I'm in complete alignment. We are seeing a lot of grassroots adoption already in Africa. We're seeing, in particular, store of value and cross-border payments emerging. We're seeing SMEs, other types of enterprises in a lot of different African countries who are beginning to utilize USDC. And so we're not doing anything, right? That's just sort of people finding this. Actually, developers, this is one of the beautiful things about this is, you're a software developer, you want to build a fintech startup, you're in an African country, you can just get online and start building against something like USDC, and it's permissionless. You can just start building. So we're seeing organic traction there. I think our view is, you did an amazing job with the president of the central bank, from Rwanda, and he makes an incredible case about where this economy is going. And so we are quite optimistic. In fact, we've just signed some really exciting, significant partnerships that are focused on Africa.
Thank you. Please do come there. And just to square off, and I think we have, from Elevandi's perspective, we had an interesting journey with Circle. I remember first time I met you in Singapore, you are this very technology-obsessed gentleman, want to change the world. And over the years, I'm seeing you in different forums. You have become kind of a person whom central bank can talk to. Progressively. Has this whole journey working with Elevandi in different forums, different time we meet each other, and meeting central bank has shaped some of your approach to make a transformative impact without really making many people upset.
Try not to make people upset. Absolutely. I mean, I have a very strong and positive experience dealing with the Singapore government, dealing with the MAS, who is a serious, strong regulator. A lot of hard work, but obviously got to know Ravi. And I think just in general, right, I view it as critical to build the relationships with central banks. Because at the end of the day, sovereign money, monetary policy, interest rates, and the interaction of sovereign money with the real economy, like we're just building on top of that. We're just like a new technology innovation, marrying the internet and software and all that with that fundamental role. And so there's a lot to do. And I think just like, traditional banks are 95% of the intermediation of money in the economy, right? I think that, all of these kind of digital asset capable intermediaries are going to be really critical for that in the future.
Absolutely. And I think as a central banker, I would say that we're not afraid of a shift in where the financial infrastructure has been structured, but we just have to follow a path of a gradual shift.
Yeah.
For that, Jeremy, we want you to be in every part of our forum. You don't stop. You should come and always give us that next update, because more we talk, more we converse, and more we engage, I think we can solve a lot of this unfinished task we have to fix our financial system. Thank you very much.
I appreciate it.